time and the effort I read. The brothers give me the years, the premise of death. The work with my life without again.
I lyrical
Master.
Play Paris, who make on you, I can't ask it if you been you. Say my journey, Tina can ask him my jam. And he's no money, the more I get you. And you love me, the more I get you.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the baby, and I don't get it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bringing good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to serve. The flesh, the time and the efforts are red. The broadcast we giving are real and the premise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside River G to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, San to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Oh, yes, indeed, Sktv, it is the best in Liberia, and Sktv, it is the best in Africa, and Sktv, always the best around the world. Well, folks, what a way to say the pleasant good evening, and welcome to the Monday edition. For a matter of fact, today the 7th, and the 7th, oh wow, so it's 7/7/2025. Wow, that's how the entire day run on today, 7/7/2025. That means the 7th day of the 7th month, and the year remain the same, 2025. So you see beneath your computer, those of you who have your computer, you will see beneath, you will see there 7/7/2025. That means the 7th month and the 7 days in the, or the mark the 7 days in the 7th month, and the year remain the same, 2025. That's how we roll, folks. What a way to say the pleasant good evening and welcome in the after the Saturday break, which of course ended that way with some technical glitches, some technical issues, problems back to back, and we had to go that way. But again, it's good to be back. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to the Almighty Creator that at least some of us will be here to voice out our own, observations, our own take onto national scene, national happening, the politics, the realities, and everything about life. So we are grateful. That's why you too, when we gave you the opportunity to call, you make sure that if you be saying anything, whatsoever thing you'll be saying, let that thing make sense, even to the little one out there who maybe may not be able to talk, because everybody can talk. That's the thing with life. There are some people who think that this issue is eating me up. For example, the teacher who I think yesterday evening or yesterday afternoon, or maybe better say in the morning time, the teacher who attempted taking away his life just because of some situation, the way things were going on. Maybe he felt that, well, anyway, if I carry my complaint to back, maybe here and there, nobody going to listen to me. If I carry my complaint to the other side, nobody want to listen to me. So the best thing to do is let me just take away my life. So, and God be God, someone was able at least to see him and to rescue him. So that was good, people. So again, good evening. Good evening, and 6 minutes past 6. That's the time check from my end here in Liberia. My team will soon be here. Grateful. At least it's good to be alive. And there are a lot of you out there who are also following this broadcast. And at 7:30, as usual, you will also have your own take on some of the major issues, things that we'll be discussing here this evening, be it politics, national maybe interest, things that affect us, whether it's positive or negative. We are going to talk about all these things. But let me bring on Brother Ali already here while I go for this break. And Brother Ali, good evening. And I know it's afternoon, but that's the morning time to your end. But good evening from our end here in Liberia.
Good afternoon, Maybon. Good afternoon to our listening audience and followers. Good afternoon, Mama Liberia. This is Saliu Masari from Baltimore, Maryland. Glad to be here this afternoon. How was the weekend? How's the family? How's Mama Liberia?
Well, we are doing great, my brother. Thank you so much. Indeed, we are better. Even though with all of the happenings and quote unquote the agreements, disagreements, and so forth, but at least we are far better. And we are grateful for life, even though our president out of the country depart Liberia this morning for the U.S. Mind you, when it comes to the engagements between the president of the U.S. and that of Liberia. That I think from the 9th, I think that from the 9th to the 11th. So our president have to take his flight, in making sure that he be there in time. So God be God. We hope and pray that everything goes well, so that at least Liberia will be able to benefit. Because mind you, if things goes well, that means at least we all we're going to celebrate and be happy for our beloved country. But again, my brother, so far, so many things happening, so many things I'm going to talk about, because today is Monday. So it's like all things under consideration, be it things of the week, like maybe they're going weekend, so many things go on, and another thing enter into the brand new week. And so, so that's good. I don't know about you, but what's up? What's going on? What are some of the happening, or maybe some of the news that, maybe they came across throughout the days, maybe during the time when you were awake?
So far, so good. The only thing I've been concerned about what on the area here, what is happening in Houston, Texas, and wherein there's a flood that just taking over, people dying, people getting missing, and it's so sorrowful there. There's a summer camp, girls summer camp, where people take their children during the summer, and that whole area, the flood took there, people, children died, some of them are still missing. It is just so much going on there. And this morning I wake up again. My sister-in-law, I saw video, she to North Carolina. Right now the rescue team had to go take them. They too flood took their whole house, everything. So it's not just easy here. So we pray for our people, all Liberians across the United States, and everybody, all Americans as well. We pray for God guidance and protection of those people who are going through this flood. And even in my state, Maryland, I was just watching certain part of Maryland now. It's raining there heavily, and the flood, the water taking almost where our children in summer school, and the water hit the building. So that's the only problem we are having here now. The rain, flood is just hitting places. But so far, so good. We ask for God guidance and protection upon everyone. And yes, that's the only thing so far here. For Liberia, unless you tell me what is really happening there, and then we've been checking today to really know what's going on there. What are those trending issues?
Well, great. Thank you so much, my dear brother, for that update. Even though some of us who also follow the world news, we also follow some of the happening there from the U.S. And our hearts and prayers are with the affected community. Yes, indeed, you are quite correct. That happened, and this thing happened. For a matter of fact, these are national disasters. So whenever these things happen, the government and other philanthropists and other people with good heart, they step in making sure that at least they help our people. But again, my brother, yes, we are doing good. You ask, I think there is the news that been trending between the U.S. and other the Liberian government with the issue of finally the agreement that have been signed between the American company, they call it HPX, State Avenue Atlantic, and that the government of Liberia. I think that agreement, according to information that was signed yesterday, Sunday, and behind closed door, according to some sources, that indeed that agreement was signed behind closed door. But how be it, our government is yet to post anything about that, even though the U.S. embassy near Monrovia has posted and informing the public that indeed there's the agreement, 1.8 billion dollar agreement have been signed between the Liberian government and that of the people United States of America. So again, yeah, so that also spark up mixed reactions in the public land. People are wondering as to how come with that huge agreements be signed behind closed door, how come, what's going on, and why our government is not informing us exactly as to what would be some of the benefits for the Liberian people. But mind you, for those of you who've been following this, Rick Monroe will say that the holding and putting between HPS, Acetaminophen, and the other, uh, group as to who's going to control the railway and what's going to happen and so far. So we're still waiting to see exactly as to what's going to happen next, because there are some reactions that we're getting that some people were negotiating with China, and in fact that didn't happen, and the USA also, in fact, USA felt that maybe their interests have been compromised. So because of that, they won't sit and allow maybe for China and maybe other countries like Russia. We're hearing about that also, and confirm that Russia also been negotiating on some of these things, but then that didn't work out. So we are just sitting back to see if our president return and that of the government, because mind you, whenever the president travels, sometimes the government will be on little slow paced until the president return. So we're still waiting to see exactly as to what's going to happen, even in the U.S. And when the president returns, as to what's going to happen, because signing agreement, that's another thing, and implementing what is signed, that's another thing. So we're still waiting to see exactly what's going to happen. But again, that's the latest news, or that's the good news for our people that indeed the U.S., the great people of our time, have signed $1.8 billion agreement with the government of Liberia. So apart from that, my brother, the trending national news also human stories, things happening. We saw another video surface yesterday afternoon, coming from some people say Sano, between Sano and that Riverside County, where we saw people was in fact they were stripped naked, going to bury. I don't know why they were buried alive or what, but we're still waiting for police investigations to tell us exactly as to what went wrong, what happened in a part of Liberia, and yes, and with the other classroom teacher also who allegedly um, uh, wanted to commit suicide in Lofa County yesterday morning, and he was rescued by some eyewitness or witnesses who rescued him yesterday. But again, we don't know exactly as to what reason that maybe one, or maybe that making him that he want to commit suicide. So people are still wondering as to whether maybe it's because of hardship. Because mind you, most of the teachers, they are doing volunteering, they are volunteering, most of them they're volunteering for the past 5 years, some of them 10 years, some of them 4 years, some of them 3 years, and they are still volunteering, no here, no there. Maybe because of that, family pressure, lives and so on. So people are saying maybe because of that, that's why he wanted to take away his life on yesterday. But again, the gasoline price has increased. I think that release came up. That was on the 4th, or between the fourth. Okay, let me see. I think Monk is here. Sorry, quickly, let me see. I better to bring Monk on. Okay, good. So Monk is here. People, you please share the show. As we just gave a few of the updates, please share the show. We are about to go into our discussion for today, but please share the show. Those of you who just following us. So again, my brother, yes, so apart from all of the happening, gasoline price, according to LPRC and that of the Ministry of Commerce, they added 14 cents attend to the price of gasoline, the pump price now. It used to be somewhere around $800 Liberian dollar, but it's now $830 now for gasoline, and the fuel, the fuel is around 850 Liberian dollars. So yes, so these are things that are happening back home. Commodity prices keep going up day by day. Some will say little by little, small in our own limit and so forth. But things are not easy when it comes to the bread and butter issue. Let's be frank, even though Liberians are holding on. And with the June 7 protest, yes, I think the organizers, they are still building up their momentum, still recruiting as to what's going to happen on the 17th of this month, which of course that will be on Thursday, that the organization or the civil society group called STEM going to put Liberians on the street, maybe to protest for what reason, best known to them. But again, so far so good. This is happening. Mark, good evening, my dear brother, and welcome.
And hi to the listening audience. I won't be with you guys for the rest of the day. I guess decided to chime in to do a little bit about behind on a lot of events happening in Liberia. So busy. Well, at least once in a while, I told you guys I will be checking in just to let the audience to know that Monk's still around while we work behind the scenes. So I'm here for today. Hopefully, I'll be with you for the next 1 hour and 15 minutes or 1 hour, 20 minutes the most. But then we'll see how it goes. I don't know what you got for today. But you got
yeah, wonderful. Yeah, Mark, thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
The update in Texas, the natural disaster. You know, Texas is a very big state. Texas is almost 4.5 times the size of Nigeria. Can you imagine one state in America?
Wow.
You can take Nigeria from in Texas 4.5 times and still there will be land left. That's how big Texas is. And when it comes to the weather condition, or how they call it, natural disaster, these things are common, like mudslide, tornadoes, heavy rainfall. And there's a lot of things that can happen in Texas. That's why I keep telling you, when you go to every part of America, there is some kind of a natural disaster. That's why I prefer the Midwest in terms of natural disaster, because in the Midwest, we only experience snow. Yeah, the snow might be bad temporarily, but it's not as dangerous like earthquake and tornado and hurricane, the way it can cause destruction in other states. So we in the Midwest, I think geographically, we are in a better position in terms of natural disaster because the country is so big. Melbourne, can you imagine living in one country with 4 different time zones? That's how big the U.S. is. One part of the country is 8 o'clock, another part is 10 o'clock, another part is 9 o'clock. That's how big the U.S. is. And I just told you, Texas is 4.5 times the size of Nigeria. So that's it. And this whole thing about, I think we'll find an extra day to talk about this. The reason the government is not coming up with the details surrounding this deal, because it's nothing new. It's all about influence peddling from 2 of the major global powers between the U.S. and China, and it's all about getting control about supply chain. I tell people, when our leaders pay attention to how the big boss play on the chessboard, they will know how to position themselves. They think about it 1.8 billion. It's just about interest. That's why I saw some article from the front page article that they call it the deep state. The deep state is a concept. And I would tell folks, when you come to this country, you think the bureaucrats or the lawmakers, the president are the one that run the state. But in reality, the people that run this country, they're behind the scene. Some of them you will never hear their name, whether it's the intelligence community, whether it's the military industrial complex, they call them the deep state. Or government within the government, even though they're not elected official, they have influence, and anything they want, they get. So, in as much as you can see politicians and presidents parading on the screen, no, the people that actually run the show, you won't see them, you will never see them. And even that's why they got the concept of the shadow government and the deep state in any major country, whether it's China, whether it's the US, that's how they operate. And mostly it's all about business interests, and that's how the world works. I told you on the show, whenever there is a war going on somewhere, or a financial market crash, or the housing bubble, it's just one group of people that will be making money to the tunes of tens of hundreds of billions of dollars in profit. And the same thing that happened around the world. China won a footprint in West Africa. The US wanted to make sure that they keep their supply chain in check. So country like Liberia, when it comes to railroad, when it comes to seaport, that's why whenever the Chinese give you loans, they always want certain strategic interests in your country, either your seaport or your airport as collateral. And there is a reason why they want their goods and services to flow. They want to build a military bases and expand their footprint around the world. So that's why all these moves keep happening. So if you're a smaller country, the big boss will always have their will. The question is, what are you getting in the process? And that's the reason Joseph Parker will be coming here. It's all about putting pressure to get what they want. And I know when he come here, he will kiss the ring. So I don't want to go in details, but we'll talk about that another day because it's so deep. If we put the pieces together, then you will know exactly what's going on with this so-called.
And Mark, thank you. Even though you almost on our topic today, because that's just it as to what Liberia going to benefit from all of this happening here in Liberia. Because mind you, the politicians, they will always come and say, yes, we will do this. With the teacher yesterday who almost, commit suicide yesterday, Mark. So all of these things speak volume. Since today is Monday, that's a question we'll be asking them. What are you going to benefit? And what are you going to benefit anything good from all of the transactions that have been taking place? Maybe let's just say from 2005 or from 2006 up to now. Have you even tasted anything good? Or maybe it's just about the politicians benefiting at your own detriment. So, Mark, yes, indeed, you are quite correct. Thank you. I think we will go into that. Like you said, we will take one of these days at least to be able to educate our people about some of these agreements sometime that will always be signed, our government officials. But Mark, apart from that, no other local news, maybe that you see maybe on Facebook.
The local news that caught my attention because it's almost becoming like a trend. That's kind of a graphic video we saw from Sano County where people were buried alive in the name of one of these guys of being witches. When in fact, some of the information coming up saying that those people only went to rescue people that were swept by a moving river. And I don't know how the villagers or the people within that town came out to the conclusion that they were witches. And it's just so embarrassing, and it posed a very huge concern. It sent a negative image about the country because it's the same thing that happened to the girl from Canada, the nurse that just got killed. You live in a country, Melbourne. It seems like living in a country is almost like a risk to you because anyone can get to you. But by using any kind of means, no investigation, people will take the law into their own hands. I think we are getting to the place wherein we will need something to call a capital punishment because Melbourne, life is very precious. You don't just take people's lives because you choose to. That's not how the world works. And the security implication as well, you go to these counties, security, police officer, joint chief of security, and every other military or paramilitary organization, the lack of logistics, they cannot reach you waiting for one central government that sits in Monrovia to run the show, even though the event happened in Sano County, and you got few individuals that unprivileged, underpaid, no logistic to respond to this situation. So I would tell you, if you live in the hinterland or some of the leeward counties in Liberia, anyone can kill you and get away because there will be no justice for you. The possibility of the person, the perpetrator facing justice is slim to none. The police they don't have the logistical support to respond in time. So at the end of the day, you are technically living on your own. That's what we saw on live video. I don't know how you can bury another human being alive, claiming that they are witchcraft when you don't even have proof about what they did. How you can come to such a logical conclusion is what beats my imagination. So I would tell my people, we are all Liberian, Liberia will be our country, but if you are in the diaspora, if you live on this side of the planet or any part of the world, I will tell you, whether you go for a visit, whether you are just hanging out in Liberia, always make sure to look over your shoulder because the way things happen in that country, it means anyone can get to you at any given point in time. And that's why you saw on live video or within the last 48 hours. It's so sad, but we are still getting more information concerning that, Mabel.
Thank you, Mark. Even though myself, I have my own take on that, but let me ask Brother Ali quickly before I come up with that, because that's just so terrible for our society that people just wake up one morning and just take law into their own hand, do whatsoever thing that they want to do. But Ali, what say you with that incident between Sano and that river? Sano is one village or where and so forth, where we saw people. In fact, the monk just saying, because for me, I don't even believe as to whether maybe these people, whether they were buried alive or maybe they were just doing some things. But again, until investigation come out to tell us as to whether maybe for true that these people were buried alive, then we will know exactly what was their crime. And in fact, what is the right thing to do. But Ali, what say you?
Yes. What's up? among or safe flight to the United States. Here we ask God protection and guidance so he can come safely and go back safely. And this whole issue about this President Boakai signing this deal that was done closed door, behind closed door yesterday, Sunday. You see, this what I think Steve said it here because America, you don't play with their interest. And this whole issue here about, you see today, people being sanctioned, Samuel Twe, then it came from the CHPLA having hope issue. So we're just looking at President Walker bouncing around, pressing Aslam meter, this and that, and what have you. And we were waiting to see if he was just going to come out and come to America without signing any deal. That's why you saw he know he gets on intel. That's why they made sure they did everything to sign it secretly behind closed door last night before he can take a step from Liberia. Because you don't play with the American people interest. And one thing I trust President Trump, I like him, that one of the good things I like him for, he don't miss your voice. You come, he don't care about your age, your feeling, he tell you how you feel and what he want you to do. Failure to do so, the consequences, you will undergo it. You don't play with the poor interest. And that video yesterday, Mayborn, I saw that video and I was just like, what really happening in Liberia? You see, because during the war, this is how people were treated. For you to get people telling their body they are scraped naked, and people get licenses, beating them from the bike, and later on I saw those guys standing in the grave, and they asking for gloves, they telling them you shouldn't get a glove. That was just, I don't really know, say how to describe it. The kind of modern age and time to see that you know what implication it has on the country. And this thing have been happening, like there was a guy who was stoned or for alleged stealing a motorbike to death. And nothing came out of that case. And today, these are things when it happened and nothing come out of it. It gave other people the courage. They say, okay, yeah, we can go ahead and do this. Lemon just said that those guys were buried alive. Because I watched that video yesterday, it reached a certain area, I just left it, I didn't end it. Because all I felt, they only took them to go and bury the people that they said they are witchcraft, they killed them, and later on, but if they were buried alive, then this is something the government had to step in. Those people who did that need to be arrested and be investigated. And that's not just about investigation, but those people need to serve some time in prison. Because nothing gave you the go ahead for you to take the law into your hand. You accusing someone of being a witch, you naked them and to bury them alive. So this is something serious the government really need to come in, because when this kind of thing continue to happen in the country, it's not a good image for the country. Just as Monk said, these things are scary. So even when you go to Liberia now, you have to be looking on your shoulder because you don't know who have issue with you, and they can do anything to you anytime. If people in the country, they kind of modern age and time have start burying people being alive, you know what it means? So this is scary, but we are following the process to see what the government is going to do. But this is not something to take lightly in the country.
Okay, but Ali, thank you to you and Mark. In fact, you people said everything because I think exactly there were some of what they were we heading to. But you see, Mark was talking about the issue of security and everything in Monrovia. And Mark, you are quite correct. You know, when you say these things, people think that you hate government. What kind of government or what kind of governance system that you'll be having only 5 police officers in a county? 5 police officers.
Yeah, we're more than maybe in a particular
a
city.
country that from war.
Yeah.
No, let me frank. A country that from war. That everybody traumatized. Let me just say that way. That people are not even okay with everything. But you have 5 police officers to 1 county. Well, you every time when things happen, you got to take investigators from here, take few police officers from here, and send them to the counties for investigation. It's shameful, it's disgraceful, and it's embarrassing. How long will they one country, Liberia, wake up one morning and say, yes, we have this system set up in Nimba County, for example. Nimba have close to almost 500,000 people living in Nimba. Let me tell you, maybe some of you don't know, for that last election of 300,000 plus, before you even come to a Senate, the over 400,000. That one, our job, National Election Commission database system. But some people that maybe that quote unquote are not even registered to vote, but you don't even know. So places like Nima County, for example, you should have close to almost 100 police officers. Even 200 police officers will.
Why are you talking about 100? You're talking about hundreds of thousands of people, and you got 8 districts, and you're talking about 100. It should be more than 200 at least.
That's the point, Mark. Mark, we're joking in the country, and you're right. This team have their own way of putting fear in people. Some of you are listening. These are failure of all of the government that may come into power. They say they want build system. I keep telling people, you are hijacking the system for on top, and no good result you will get. The only way that you can build a unique and a better system is start with the security. When you have the security in tight, whether, for example, Lofa County, you have close to almost maybe, like more talk about 300 person, maybe police officer, you have immigration 150, you have the other group 200, you just have the security so that by the time something happens, you don't have to go like for other Libya. Let me just tell you the secret for other Libya. You got to go to the depot to go call a police officer for them to go and arrest someone. And they will tell you either they don't have transport, and that's true because most of the police depot, they don't even have vehicle. So you got to pay that way, you got to look for motor back. What kind of country we living in like this?
You have to pay police officer way to go arrest someone.
I'm telling you, Aliu, that's the 2005 too embarrassing, Monk. But we keep saying that that person doing well. Oh, these people, why you people hate for? Now see what happened. And that thing, I don't know. This thing been happening even in Grand Gile. There were little protests. I think some time ago with Zoe Manuel Peno. What is like burning horses? Yeah. Well, actually,
it's sad, and people don't know. And this is nothing has to do with politics. It's just a system that's been in place from one administration to another. We got a system wherein we got a centralized government, even though we got superintendents, but the way how the society operate, we always look forward to Monrovia. And the people in Monrovia, they are miles away from you. They are remote. I would say more, they are remote, right? And you in the Leeward County, and you got like criminals or people that would take law into their own hand. Look, maybe apart from building schools and roads and hospitals, the first responsibility of government is to protect lives and property. Even in the great US, everything that happens here, the one thing that depends on is the security
but
system.
That's the thing, Monk.
That's why you see whenever there is a
that's the thing that will make society to be a better society.
Yeah, because only the security will give you that reassuring that you know what, if something goes wrong, we have an authority here that will put things in place that will keep people in check. But in the case of Liberia, like in this county, you only pay a security officer, you only pay the policeman. Like you said, let's say you're in a district or a town of more than 5,000 people, and you got 5 police officers. You think the police officers are going to risk their life? They don't have the necessary logistics. They don't even have access to vehicle to be able to respond, rapid response unit. They are not even adequately paid on time. Why make you think if someone is killing in your house, a police officer going to leave his depot and come to your rescue? And what happens if the angry mob turn against the security officer? Because these are some of the reasons that the police will try to restrain themselves from intervening. Because the way how people can come up with conclusions like that is very funny, right? And you got people that can tell who is witchcraft, who's not witchcraft, who stole without investigation. So maybe if the police even go there with the intent of trying to investigate, the angry mob could turn against them, and they are number. So
yes,
for that reason, it just empowers bad people. The
but that happened in Cayman.
Yeah.
It's not even fact. Cayman issue happened here.
Yes.
Where they had the same, I don't know, some kind of back off or what.
Yeah. And you're waiting for Monrovia, and you know the Southeast, in terms of road, we don't even have adequate roads in the Southeast. So it means if anyone chooses to kill you or feel like killing you, they will kill you and just get away free.
Yeah.
And all these things, like I said, they got economic implications as well, because it discourages people, businesses or investment, because the first thing you want in any society, I mean, stable security and having that reassuring that if things go out of control, there will be people to put it back in place. But in the case of Liberia, my brother, you are on your own, and there is not limited to one government. It's been happening for decades, if not centuries, that people can just do things. The only difference is now people will be more emboldened to do bad things to other people that are defenseless, and there will be no one there to advocate or to stand on their behalf. That's just why it is.
And Monto, just other problem maybe before, but Aliu come on before we transition maybe to the teacher issue. Monk, this is serious, and let me be frank. I don't know how come the entire country sometimes you only notice that all of our security, all of the strength, everything is right here in the nation capital. So what happened to the other counties? So you don't care about the other counties. So you don't care about Monserrado because you feel that the entire government is right here in Monserrado. So all you care about is right here in because the president here and everybody, all the operations are all here. No, I think that's wrong. Because Monk, we are giving room to things that tomorrow that may likely bring up trouble. Because even with the issue of Burkina B, I mean like I remember, Burkina B been giving our people all of the hell because no security, fast security officer. Why you? Oh God, look, this country interesting. But you want
the reason that I say it's a central old problem. If we read our history, I don't know. And when you were in elementary to junior high school, they taught us something like they call territorial encroachment expansion of Liberia, right? Where Liberia lost territory to Sierra Leone, Guinea, and Ivory Coast. Exactly. And the reason those lands were taken because we never had security presence in those areas. You cannot claim that you are 48,000 square miles, and the original border between Liberia and Ivory Coast should have been the San Pedro River, not the Kavala River. So you look at a whole huge parcel of land that the Ivorian just came and claimed, even though it was part of Liberia geographically. But guess what? You never had security present or administrators over there to make sure that the Liberian authority were present to tell the Ivorian government that, you know what, this is where our land starts, and we end up losing land. That's how today Liberia came from 48,000 square miles to less than 37,580,000 square kilometers. That's exactly what happened. So it's not happening for hundreds of years. Since the foundation of the country.
I don't understand. What kind of country is it that people take the issue of security like a joke? They will only wait when something happens. Then you see PSU offer. Oh, this country interesting. They will put checkpoint down somewhere. Somebody police officer who go work here, who are in the nation capital. They'll put checkpoint down there. But something will be happening around the checkpoint or somewhere there. But to even get people, it's difficult. Liberia is the only country that you can't even call 911 to get police officer. No. Most of the depots are, even when you go there, you don't even see 24-hour current, or you don't even see internet or laptop or computer. You don't see nothing. We still live in an archaic life or world where our police officers are still writing on piece of shit that you can't even understand nothing. But look, no system.
So, my man, the problem with those the police, they protect lives and property. Well, it is just quite unfortunate for our country. Like Monse government in, government out, from anytime, George Weah Town, Joseph Waka Town. The city continue is just a continual process because police, they are there to protect lives and property. The security are the first people to prioritize in the country. You see, but today, Liberia, you can look at a police officer, you pay him $150 US, and then you pay somebody, you give him somebody $3,000 for a generator. How do you expect that man to respond to emergency? These are some of the team. Everybody, the police officer, then they only assign it to the government officials, to the mining sector, to protect the investors and things, but not to protect the citizen. You see, so we got a long way to go. We really need a government that will come to power and change some of these things. The security, these people should be well paid so that they can be able to protect lives and property. How will you call someone to respond to 911 immediately when you pay them $150? Even you get them one uniform after 2-3 years before you change that one set of uniform. Look at our police in the country. You see how they look. They are not even treating the security well in the country. You see, my brother. And this is an old age problem. We don't know when these things are going to change. We got a long way to go, we as Liberians. Because one thing I know, like in this country we are, the moment you call 911, sometimes you don't even say drop your call. security should always be in the various corners and team police, all of these things, more especially these places where crimes are always committed. They should be all in those corners and things. But Liberia, everybody want to be in the city. That's where they want to explore the taxi driver, the keke rider, the motorcyclists. Nobody want to go in the rural part of the country. And how will you be paying me 150 in the city and you want to send me all the way Grand Jida in that bush and leave my family for the same 150? So that's how it's looking, my brother. The government, it is so sad for our people who are in the security sector.
And indeed, my brother, quickly, because of lack of security, that's why sometimes when by the time our people hear about protest, the first thing that comes to their mind are war. They want to bring war here, just because you don't have security.
Oh yes, exactly. But that's one of the things. The moment they talk about protest, they say, "Oh, you want to bring war in the country because why you don't even have a good security?" So you will just be thinking that those people that are coming to stage a protest, maybe they get people among them, and that's why the protesters, the moment they shake a little bit, you see the police coming on them high with tear gas and beating on them because why? They don't want it to escalate. Because they know if you get about 5,000 people stay in Liberia for protest, what the security they get to hold them?
No security.
So that's why the moment protesters ensemble, when they try something, they want to scatter them by tear gas in there to put fear in them. Because if just 5,000 men get in the street there to protest, you know what will happen in Liberia? Because you don't even have security. You see?
And you're right. So to our government, let me say this. Maybe some of you are following the show, and to those of you who are supporting all of these things, every time we talk, if you feel that maybe that we are against. For me, I always say this on this radio, as long as I'm given that opportunity to come here. I'm against the bad behavior, the bad habits of our leaders. That's all I'm against. I'm not against individual as maybe personal. No. Look, one person generator making 3,600 USD per month. If that money, if you are paying one police officer 300 USD per month, and maybe you may have, or maybe the government decided to say, okay, we're going to recruit maybe about 5,000, 10,000 police officers and share them across the country. Look, it will be good. That's another form of job. Every time government complains, we not get money to create jobs, but you are paying people 10,000 USD per month.
Look at that thing, sir.
Just one person.
How will you ready fee or security are there to protect lives and property?
150.
Doctors, nurses are there to save lives. You look at a policeman, you pay you 150. You look at a nurse, or you pay those people there $200, $250, and then you look at a government official, just a generator. If you pay $3,600 to fill a generator monthly, then how much is the salary? We will say this thing, they will not hear, and when the people are in power, they get drunk with power. You see, they don't listen, they tell to Fakao, they can't listen. When they get power, they drunk with power, they misuse power. Then when they take that from power now, then that's the time now they're ready. You see, this is so sad, my man. I always say this, people take America to be the greatest country in the world. They facilitate the huge salary our government officials taking in Liberia, Melbourne. Our lawmakers here, they are not taking it. You see, the way yesterday was Sunday, every one of them, the people, they are in hotel. Now government paying for their hotel bill. In Washington, D.C., that's what made that place expensive. Because all the representatives, senator, government officials, they are in hotel. When they say Friday, they go, they see their family. Sunday evening, they come back. Some of them 5 o'clock flight, bringing them back to D.C. But today, Liberia, we get our lawmakers, they in their own houses. The government is paying for those houses that they are in. All of this facility. This is why everybody want to work in government. You see? Everybody want to work in government because of this thing. While the masses are suffering, according to Jeremiah, only 105 people in the country enjoy all the country resources and things. You see? So President Baka, come here, let's see, because all the other trips you made around the world, nothing you brought back to the country. Come and meet Donald Trump. Let's see why you're taking back to the country.
And to Zula Wesley, until Liberian citizens can stand. But that's the point here, my brother. You live and Mo just said something very sound. The government of Liberia, that they were supposed to protect you, or they're supposed to protect life and property. But you will walk, sometimes you walk miles away without even seeing one security officer. Now, I will live that true. These things are not gossips. We will walk, sometimes you will walk, Aliu, at night time. Sometimes you will walk, the only good thing nowadays is because of these street lights. At least it's very happy. But like before, Aliu, that's why you see sometimes all of these robberies, people are just taking people's phones, taking people's bags, and taking people because there's no police present. At least sometimes the police will be patrolling like that. Even you, look, per daytime, like for example, if I'm sitting in my community or maybe in my yard, and I just see one or two police officers passing, you know, or maybe patrolling, I'll feel happy. I'll feel that, but then that means I'm secure. I know that
the thing that we have seen in that country, that's why when I come to Liberia, 6 o'clock don't meet me in the streets. 6 o'clock, because 5 o'clock, 5:30, the latest, I should be home. I even left for 6 o'clock to meet me in the street. That's why when I'm in Liberia, for me to just go out, my brother, I can just be so afraid in the country because we are not there. The kind of thing that we see happening there. So when we go there, for me, the way sometimes I see some of my friends when they go, they enjoying themselves, they do this, they do that. All my enjoyment right in my house. Thank God, I don't drink, I don't club, I don't do nothing. I just stay right in my house. I can be so afraid, my man, when I go to Liberia for me to even go out. That's why most of the time I go out on Friday. Right after my Friday prayer, I'm always home. Yeah, for people to just see me out there.
Let me tell you my Paul cheering time. I'm not cheering a day. Yeah. Let me just tell you my Paul cheering time. Me, I only in a day. In fact, I don't even chill far from my home. That's why most of the people they got issue with me. Oh, you probably don't. In fact, you don't even walk around. Say yes, because the country of ours, where things will happen to you, it will take more than 45 minutes, 1 hour before police come on the scene. I'm not going to take that risk to go anywhere, and that's the fact.
Yes, so now, my brother, you had to be your own security. That's why people can say, why you can go do Liberia? Your friend there, they can come, they chilling, they doing this. I say I came to rest. I can't to chill. If I want chill, I'll be in America. I'll be flying from one state to another to chill. I came here to rest. My man, let's pray for our country. The security in our country.
Police.
Not just Joseph Baka. Not just Joseph Baka.
No, not Joseph Baka.
The country for a hell of a long time. The security, they don't pay security. The security are not treated fairly in the country. Look at, my man, I don't really know. I don't know.
And it does, look at the problem. To get a job, a contact. To get security, a contact. To get everything about your contact. See? Oh, look, let us see what's up, Brother Aliu. If you don't have top security officer number in your phone as contact, but that's something about what happened to you. You don't call them.
Yes.
So
that's
your whole life
is contact. That's it. Some of us, when we leaving from here, we had to call people. We established contact with some top security men, just in case when you come to your house, in case of anything. Don't just say you coming to go on the road and you call police officers. Everything is contact. When we leave from here, before we even said this, I think we had to do to make sure contact with BB police officer and thing. So just in case anything are able to call them. And the country not supposed to be like that. So only people that get money get access to security, they get access to protection. They're supposed to be like that. Everybody paying taxes in the country. The taxes people pay are why they use it to pay this security. So everybody should be protected equally. It shouldn't just be a few group of people. You see, that's
even when somebody want to jail you Friday, let me just tell you. Even when somebody want to jail you Friday, just because they want to set that record, they will. What kind of country we in that? Oh God, what? That everything just a day. And the politicians that want benefiting, let me tell you, the citizens out there today, those of you that follow us every time, hey, the way I can talk, we like your show, but the way the politicians are the ones that are benefiting from all of these kind of more rotten system that they put together because you got to call Mabel to come and stand. Somebody motorcycle, someone they will call some of us, you know, but hey man, Mabel, the police officer sit my back. I try to even negotiate with him at least so that we can talk. Instead, you know, instead refusing. Something about what's the crime? Some of them no good crime. They can't even tell you nothing good because the police officer not happy. So you just go and seize the motorcycle in their bags and just carry and pack it. You see, now the motorcycle now trying to even negotiate for his property, which of course is not crime, but you make it look like the man should bring the entire country to you first before you can even agree to even give the man property to him. What kind of country is this? I'm telling you.
The moment police officer asks you for your driver lesson, when you give him your driver lesson, he tell you buy. When he tell you say you have to give me $300, you force to give him that $300. Keke man, when they take your key, they take it. They say bring $200, you forced to bring it. Buy rather. If you think you pay the security, you pay the police. You see, at least that $300, say you paying a police officer $300. You think even when they will harass people, it will not be like that. But
no,
people, look at the body age,
and we're even paying that.
Look at horse rent. Look at the price of things in the country. You look at somewhere, you pay them $150. Somebody that get that wife and children. So help me God. Oh my God. These people,
even if you paying up for them 300.
That's why when you ready to talk to them, they say, oh, you don't respect lawmakers, you don't respect government officials. Those people, they are heartless, they don't have conscience, so they don't deserve no respect. Good for nothing, useless people, bunch of criminals. That these are people you see you coming to respect. The kind of heartless people we get in our country. You see?
So my people that you gotta get contact though. I don't know how many of you that get and you all know what I'm talking here is true. You all know very well that what I'm saying here is true. You gotta get contact for everything to look for a job, you get contact. So, oh yeah, look, the country is interesting. Just for your own security, the people that are taking your own resources that have been taking paid, you gotta get contact. Even LEC, you won't get contact everything about it, one small country. If you don't have contact, my brother, you will suffer. No. But again, Aliu, so quickly before we go for the news break, that part two with the teacher yesterday evening that is it in the evening or morning time with the news surface on the internet that
yeah, you pay taxes. Teacher, they use your taxpayer money to blame the police. You see?
And I think you're saying, my brother, you're right. Quickly, maybe before we get transition, if you pay the police officer 300, then you also create that kind of relationship between the police officer and the local citizen, where the citizen will be able to even complain the police officer. But guess what? Most of the police officers feel that in fact they're even above the law. That's how the men are looking. And so, my brother Aliu, even when you want to even explain, there are so many cases that police officer can even handle before even going maybe 5 or maybe how you may think. But all of their cases, you got to go to the depot to go explain. Because they know when you go to the depot, something will happen. So they can solve no problem easily until you got to go to the depot.
Yeah.
And, oh, God, yeah, man.
Somebody do something to you, you go call police. Somebody do something to you, go call police. The police may tell you, say, oh, yeah, you need to bring transportation for us to go arrest. Look at that kind of foolishness. People pay taxes. They don't have security to protect them. People pay taxes in the country. They can't get good health care. People pay taxes in the country. Their children cannot get quality education because police are underpaid. Nurses and doctors are underpaid. Teachers are underpaid. Then you get few group of people. Those useless criminals enriching themselves while the masses are suffering. Then you want me to say that I can respect them or to come praising them, those good for nothing idiots? Foolish people. You see?
Everything about us in the country.
Then what the essence of paying taxes? You pay taxes, only a few group of people enjoy it, the masses suffer in the country, exploiting the country whole day, government in, government out. This is a complete nonsense.
So I was sitting somewhere, I think that was Friday or Saturday. So yeah, I think Friday. So somebody said they ordered depot by a local hospital. People can't finish. I laugh. I laugh until they got it, but maybe when you laughing at that, I say because it's not too funny that a police depot and in fact the guy that said that thing when I check one, he said look, maybe you walk down and go see that depot and you know what I'm talking about. Look, but I think when you go to the depot, I think some of you all know the depot. They're right here in Painesville. The depot look like, I don't know, what are the people giving job there or what are they doing there? All the place can be packed. And all the people will go, all the people that go there with their crimes, some people go there with their cases. Others they will go. Some people will be there in prison, some people will be jailed. But all in all, what we are saying here to our government, please, the first thing, that's why our government always losing all the cases. That's why our government is not still performing no matter what you do. It's very simple. If me born today, you make me president, while I'm also doing the other development, I start to build a security network. Because when you build a security network, then you make the people to feel a little free that indeed that they can go about. Even when there's something happen quickly, officer will be there in time. But you can't forget about security. That's what you always do. All of the government have been coming, always forgetting about security. They don't care. But they want for investor to come. What kind of investor will see that kind of video? See that video yesterday, trending on the internet.
Investor looking at you, you bury your own, you few group of that even to say, oh, that the government do you know, but you get few citizens that arrested their friend there, you scrape them butt naked, beating them, carrying them, put them in a hole and burying them alive. And yeah, that's what encourage investors to come to the country. And this thing happened, the government don't say anything about it. You see, why should people be so brave to be doing the kind of thing that we are still fighting war? You see, doing the war at the time we used to see this thing, they tabay you, they naked you the way your mouth boy you, they whipping you, beating you with gun butt. That doing the war we see this thing happening, the kind of money age and Liberia, hold your nose and pass small country like that for us to be so brave and heartless to that extent. But we're waiting to see why we already come out of that thing, how many people will be arrested and what they are going to do to them. Because that is not such type of investigation. Those people should be sentenced the rest of their life for taking away other people's life. You see, Mayborn, this is scary, eh? They scare people said to come back home. If you can see people that in the country behaving like that, you that don't there, then how will you feel to even say go back home? You see, this thing they are not right. You see,
Two battle for our country, two battle for our society, because
everybody want to be a
all we walk around.
All the police officers want to be a sign in Moreover. Nobody want to go in the interior. Nobody want to. Everybody they get a most rather to be Liberia. That's the only thing they think of. You see, if you are paying security good, if you can pay one police officer $300 and his children are going to school, you see. You get you some discount, or even say, oh yeah, as a police officer, your child go to this school, you supposed to pay $5,000 for your child. As an officer, you will pay $3,000, the other $2,000 is on the government. This I think I will encourage people to even say, oh yeah, let's join the police.
Yes.
You see, but you
even the coupon,
they need to pay children. Who will really be encouraged to go join police for $150? I can say co-water and even make $150 a month. You see? I can do business and even make more than $150 a month.
And these things are things that I think our national leaders, they should look at this. Look, Monrovia is not Liberia. We keep saying these things times without numbers. We keep saying these things times over, or in fact, every time we come here, we will alert you on some of these things that Monrovia is not Liberia. So many things happening in some of the leeward counties. But you don't care. All you care about is, look, I think the way you just said, my brother, who don't want to go back home or maybe up interior or maybe in another county, if you give the person all of the benefit of example, okay, those of you that will be assigned outside the nation capital, we will add maybe 77% or maybe 77% on your money, and you will also get some housing allowance. You will get this. They same coupons. Those gasoline or those gas slip that is sharing around to 105%, including almost 2,000 government officials. If the monies or the gas slips were given to
all that thing, they cut everything or cut
even if few of them were even given to other security officers.
You see, cut it
but
out.
every time you just want to use them. The only thing that you care about is you want to use them for 125, 150. You will use them. Sometimes I don't blame people too. Because
and our police officers they are so complacent. They feel so complacent on that 150, 125 they give me. Then any small thing they call on them. Then they go to brutal land and say the citizens in the country because they pay them 125, 150, so they are so happy with that. You see, this is not good for us, man. This is not good at all. You need to call out lawmakers cash money. You need to call out lawmakers gas money. All that thing that your increase data, that's a teacher salary in the country. Why should you be paying somebody $10,000 and still giving them money to buy scratch card to put gas in a car? You put Wi-Fi to all those ministries. You go home whatsoever you want to do, buy your own scratch card and do what you want to do when you come. This is why we see happening here. You see, in Liberia, the money is there. That to say, I control my brother, Liberia get money. But because no good for nothing people we keep electing over and over that don't have no mind for the country, they are the one enjoying why we are suffering. Liberia, if we get a government that real serious, this thing we're talking, they can do it. They able to get police officer allowances and whatsoever. They get them good salary, the doctors, the teachers, the nurses, that they able to save life and property, save lives in that country. You see one teacher teaching 3-4 school. Why you think he's doing that? Because the $100 you give me, they can suspend here a family. So at the end of the day, whole day they give me the children pamphlet. Whole day they give me pamphlet. You see? To exploit the parents too. Because you send your child to school when they can $5 for the other pamphlet, $10 for the other pamphlet. Because our teacher here alone need to teach 2-3 schools. So he will just give your pamphlet. Because why the government refuse to pay them. You see,
I'm looking for that teacher quickly, but again, let me just inform our people that indeed our news team said, in fact, we should continue with the show up to 8 o'clock. So again, thanks to all of you for listening and keep following the SKTV show. Look, some of us hear me, I will always say this on the radio. Even you may not like me, you may say what you want to say, and any other thing you want to say. Well, it is all right. I have nothing to come and prove to you. The only thing I will tell you here is let the country be better for all of us. Even the person that weigh him, I don't know, or what kind of jile, let them be able to benefit from their own country resources. That's what we're saying. All these people, yeah.
Even in the country, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so let every one of us, you don't have to reach a certain level first before you can get something in return. No, even the better education, the one, or school, healthcare, all these things, security. These things are good for our people, but you don't got to wait for them to be taking pay. No, we're not saying I pay or maybe pay them per month. No. So all of these things, for example, if one person, 177 is making 300 USD per month, for God's sake, that 300 USD at least, when more and that person will be able to help some family members, maybe friends or maybe relatives who are not working. But the same day they may take pay, the same day they may get broke. Even the men with credit or in fact, no. That's why this teacher, I'm looking for the news. I hear from Lofa that indeed one teacher yesterday almost committed suicide yesterday because of so many reasons. Look, but I did before I turn over to you, let me just turn over to you with the entire teacher story about the teacher attempting to commit suicide yesterday. Some of these things, Ali, what's the use? Some of these things come about sometimes with the stress, with the way life going on. No salaries, people are volunteering, nothing to get to do, family pressure, all of these things. What say you?
Yeah, Melbourne. Yeah, before I go to that teacher issue, I can just say that the city of Melbourne, you see, like in this country, like people say the teachers, they are the least paid in this country. But even though they are the least paid, but they are paying those people money that they're able to pay their house rent, they're able to take care of everything. You see? So even though they say they are the least paid, but they satisfy, they work with the teaching, they're doing their work with passion, and our children are getting quality education. The city, the security in our country, they pay these people good money. Pay our teacher good money instead of them teaching 4-5 school, and then our people, they are not getting quality education, security. You pay them 150 where our people are not getting no good safety in the country. And to that teacher who tried to commit suicide, because I saw that thing, well, the one you said it was a teacher that trying to commit suicide. And these are some of the things, neighbor. If you will be volunteer teacher, for example, 4, 5, 6 years, you just volunteering, you teaching, nothing you are getting. And looking at the hardship in the country, these are some of the things, my brother. You cannot teach and you are just there doing volunteer where you're doing volunteer where government come, government go, and you are not getting paid at all. Who will continue volunteering like that? Sometimes when they travel volunteer where sometimes people do it maybe 6 months, sometimes 1 year, and they say, oh yes, but Liberia, we get people there who have been doing volunteer work for almost 5 to 6 years. We get nurses, we get people that will go to nursing school, they graduate, no job. At the end of the day, they go to some of the hospital, they say, oh, let me just be volunteer here to be, even my wife, yes. When my wife graduated as a nurse in Liberia, you know how many years it took my wife? She was just volunteering, she go on the side, say, let me just be practicing. Till God help us, she was able to get a job. These are some of the things that can happen in the country. People graduate, no job, then you become a volunteer. You doing volunteer work. You see, and you'll be doing that volunteer work. Those places that those people are working, they even say get conscience to say, oh yeah, these people been here for a very long period of time. Let's try to help them. Even transportation to even give it to them. But that person who tried to commit that suicide yesterday, no matter how the situation is, there is nothing that can push you to go and take away your life. You see, but there are some people, people are mentally ill. Everybody you see walking, don't just feel, oh yeah, the person walking, they are good, they are sound in the body. There are some people, they going through so many things. So that man that, it's just too much now that he say, no, later here, let me just go one for all. Instead of me be going through the kind of crisis and thing. You see, I don't know if he died yesterday or he said, maybe when he come to himself, he will be able to interview him and then he will tell people what's really going on. You see,
but I think you are quite correct. Even yes, you are quite correct. Even though according to the information, he has been rescued. But then again, if that problem that maybe that making him, you know, for him to think about committing suicide, if that problem not solved, but I think that is still risks. So after,
in a real country now, that man, the moment they already rescue him, they will try to know what is really going on with him, and we get people who will be there to counsel him. But all of these things we don't have there in Liberia. People will be there to counsel him. He will explain what really going on. People will be there to counsel him, and they will try to make sure he come to himself. And then people will be watching on him, and then government will see what they can really do for that man to stop going through the trauma that he was going through, that he almost take away his life. But Liberia, the way they have rescued him, nobody care again to even say ask him to know what is happening. At the end of the day, don't be surprised. Few months from now again, we hear, oh, the man who tried to kill himself the last time, finally he did it because there was nobody to counsel him. To even say no, why he decided to take that action, nobody go re ask him. These are some of the things. Yeah. But thank God he was rescued yesterday.
Yes. So to those of you who just joining us and maybe hearing this story for the first time, that happened. A classroom teacher rescued after attempted suicide at Kia River, according to the information. Halipo time, Kolaun district. A distressing incident occurred this morning at the Kia River when a local classroom teacher, Brother Patrick, that's the name they call, Brother Patrick attempted to take his own life by jumping into the water. Unfortunately, his colleague, Brother John Bambo, was nearby and acted quickly to save him. But if you see the classroom teacher, you will feel God's life. I don't really know what happened, but again, they said the motives behind Brother Patrick's tragic decision remain unclear. The incident has left the communities in shock, prompting discussion about mental health. The same thing are you talking about? Mental health and support system for educators. We keep saying these things. Look, oh Father, people will go to school and learn.
Yeah, boy, you see.
I come in, Brother Ali. You want them to what? I come in, Brother Ali. You are coming, but you want them to make an impact into other generation. But you will neglect them. No, look at. Let me show the photo, so that those of you that are watching, so you can see the photo of the classroom teacher. I come in. Let me see quickly. Yeah, Brother Ali, go ahead.
Yeah, you see, just what I was telling you, there are some people, they are mentally facing some mental health problem, but you won't know. You just see them moving, you say, oh yeah, they are okay. You see that man, they have been going through some mental health crisis. So at the end of the day, he's somehow traumatized. Say, let me just get up from here. one and for all. I think I want to live again. These are some of the things. The black man that people need to go and counsel him and really see what they can do, and it is not good. But maybe I want to ask you a question. Yes, and the question had to do with the first topic today. Since President Baka came to power, they issue about HPS, having hope. They will raise something that we saw the previous administration. People were sanctioned. And since President Baka came to power, they have been talking about it. I think even there was a letter that was sent to the president where he was insulted, and all in that letter from the C or HPS or the having hope people. But why the president didn't sign this agreement ever since yesterday, they went behind closed door to secretly sign it before he left the country this morning? Why you think it took so long and at the crucial time before he could sign it? Why you think so? Why?
Well, I don't know, but saying you want to maybe take us back, we already passed through with that. But again, maybe best knowing to, because most state already most said it was because of the interest of US, so that US they don't joke with their interest. So in making everything maybe flexible, the communications and the connections and everything, I think you just have to allow US interest to flow. So I think maybe in that line, that how maybe the government acted in making sure that they pass, maybe they sign into, or maybe they sign that agreement. So for me, I think so far until we can find another day, that maybe tomorrow, then we'll go through all of these things and see how best, because mind you, they just stated, all these things are not bad down to the way you treat the American, not how they will treat you. So if you play them, they play you. So because maybe the previous government, quote unquote, allegedly maybe try to play them, I want to play them too. And maybe the government say, no, we will not play anybody. If even though something that we said before during the July 26 Independence Day, all those things, and maybe they will say that liquor talk. So the US do have to forget some of these things and just put their interest, no matter how angry US can be, as long as it comes to their interest, they will move on with their interest, sign their interest, and make sure that their interest is flowing before thinking about how to maybe deal with you that were trying to maybe take away their interest. So for me, US, they don't hold grudges against people, or in fact, they don't hold anything against people. All they want is their interest. So as long as their interest moving very fine and smooth, there are no issues. But you want to stop their interest, my brother, they will deal with you. So that's all I can say to that.
And
so quickly,
yes. Why you say it makes sense? It makes sense because those people, you don't play with their interest. If you play with their interest, you will feel the consequence. When we know what happened in the previous administration, when it comes to the one real way multiple use, until today we know what happened to some of our past government officials. But now on Saturday, due closed door and in the kind of crucial stage, we know the United Party people, they good at playing trick. So their trick, America should be their last bus stop. If you think you will sign that deal because you want to come and be President Trump, and you don't want to be asked any kind of tough question or to be humiliated, and then you go by, you want to do any kind of funny thing, you will see the pipeline. So we pray they should stand there with good faith, and they should go along with what they sound, or else the consequences that not Joseph Baka one will feed it. So we pray they should stand there with good faith and act accordingly.
Thank you. So to our brother, one of our brother commented here, Emmanuel Charles. I don't know whether you are real, because most of you can be beyond. That's the thing. So Emmanuel Charles, if you're real, then we'll thank you. But he said, let's be careful what we say on the radio, in other news. The teachers, according to him though, before he said, I don't know, you pregnant or pregnant females. Well, that's what we said. We don't know what happened. But we are saying some of these things on the general happening of our people, teachers who are volunteering back to back, including nurses, including most of our people, even in the security. They have a lot of security officers that even volunteering. You don't even know. Even if you want me to tell you, well, they have LDA. And when you go back to the press release, they said people who already been with us into our into our activities. These are people that we're giving preference to apply for the vacancy. Go there is there. So that means that don't tell you that indeed that people are also volunteering even in the security sector. So it's in the country. Someone will come here. We don't come here to can tell you say yes or no. Any other thing that may occur without me, if maybe quote unquote or because of certain thing that he maybe they may have done and making him maybe to think about committing suicide, that is basically. But on the very serious note, most of our parents, most of our brothers, most of our sisters, they volunteer free of charge. And they're getting old. Look at the man. See this man and tell me what a man age. If you notice this, or if you see the man or Aliu, you will either tell me that the man either in his 50s.
Yeah, that man should be approaching his 60, my man. That man should be approaching his 60. That man not even in 40. That man above 50 going to 60. Yeah.
So tell me, if that kind of man, maybe the whole life now, they may not see no hope anymore. The man maybe, quote unquote, the man may have volunteered for years in, years out. Allegedly, or maybe the way we are thinking. And at the end of the day, the man notice that maybe it's not going the way you think. So what's going to happen? Maybe about giving up. So some of you, I'll come in, let me see. Yeah, go ahead.
One of the, for me, the only thing I know that Liberia will get on the red path is we need to cut down our lawmakers' salary. We need to stop buying our lawmakers for the $5,000 cars. We need to start giving our lawmakers gasoline money. We need to stop giving them cash card money. Even other government officials, we need to cut down all those useless and wasteful spending and divert this money to the educational sector, the security sector, the health sector, the agriculture sector. These 4 areas, we need to divert this money there. We can continue paying people 10,000, 15,000 a day money each a time, wherein we continue to say, oh, Liberia is a poor country. We are the 8th poorest country in the world. You know how long we have been the 8th poorest country in the world? When are we going to even say, take a step to say, oh yeah, we're coming down? But pretty soon, if we continue like this, we are going to continue taking steps to be going on instead of coming down. And we need to cut down those useless standing positions. You get these people 9 years, you get them 6 years, they do nothing for the country but to rip the country up. These are some of the ways Liberia we can start moving to make progress in our country. Cut down the wasteful and useless spending is just so much in the country, while the masses are suffering. You see? So you will not see people committing suicide, you will not see people going through all of this kind of thing. When you just get 105 people in the country enjoying all the resources, out of millions of people, 105 living the best of life, free healthcare, children getting quality education, they get security, 24/6, everything they want, they get it to their disposal. You know what it means? We need a government that will come and cut down all those useless and wasteful expenditure and changes and things. With that, Liberia will be making progress. We will be getting on the red path. But other than that, we get long way to go.
See another school, I think somewhere around in Riverside County. Yeah, look, there's somebody teaching about, I think they're still not making annual suicide attempt or maybe. See another school, I don't even know how many chairs in the school. How you will be in school, then mosquitoes, you and fly, you and everything. Oh God, look, Father, help us. Those what chairs?
Yes, if you will see this thing happening.
What chairs?
The same thing we're talking. The people, they don't talk about putting money into the educational budget.
Where is Emmanuel Chat? I hold on, you seeing that thing. Emmanuel Chat, please see that you. I mean, I like your call. I like you. That's good. See this team. This is one of the school. One of the, look, the feature, I know the feature woman said.
The feature leader, the feature
okay.
You learning to that kind of play. Why your brain is going to process? Learning under such an atmosphere, look at like kind of school building. Why are you going to process as a student? Even as a teacher, you over there teaching. Why you think you really teaching these children in a kind of building? You see?
Charles, why my man Charles? Me, I let Charles. All of you that come, see, they want to look at all your comment. I let my man. What Charles? Charles can see one school. Emmanuel Charles, C1. So these things play on the mind of even the teachers. Now forget about even the students. But you, Charles, like for example, they say, yeah, you shall come and teach here. What are you even going to teach? Because it never happen.
Yeah,
That's
that government school down there. Then Elizana school me will go build a modern school. People are getting quality education. He might go run charity who we aid. When you get useless people that don't think about putting the education sector up to standard, but only to read themselves. There's someone that will take the high-end resources, they can't build school and give people children quality education. You say that you can't run charity home to be $100 per year. Say that there. If you think education is expensive, try ignorant. Bunch of fools.
So my people, if you just joining us, indeed, we'll be talking about other things, including even the security of our country. Because let me be frank, everything about Liberia got to get contact. You don't know what I'm saying is true. Yeah, some of our people will get more than 100 numbers. We got to call. Look, that's very interesting. I supposed to be calling people for what? For what reason? I supposed to be calling people for what? All the entire security, even every community that you live in, by the time you move, the first thing, the leadership of that community is going to put you into the system to say, yes, we have a new person that moved into our community. And even if there's security protocol there, they will make sure that you also be recognized there as one of the residents in our community. Well, yeah, for us, you can move from here, you go all the way. That's why sometimes when they put, I don't go walk about at night. Because they put rubber behind you, some of you that can go behind your friend, point. So they put rubber behind you, they will kill you. Because nobody going to come there. So you see, so let's go back again to the other school. We're going to go to the line to see the life of our people. Some of you who are always in the habits of the politician, you can praise the people. Who coming me? I'm going to waste my time to come praise who? I can't praise nobody, no matter what how you want to tell me. So this is
welcome to this coverage here in Sano County. We are in Barawan City in District Number 3 of Sano County, Electoral District Number 3, Sano County. Kaba District here is the school building here in the city, Barawan City, core Barawan Public Elementary School. Here is the building that they are using. I told that they have 150 students that come here daily to learn. Let us get in the building to bring you an inside part of the building, how it look there. Keep following, keep watching. Here we go. This is the inside part of the building. Here is the principal office, I'm told. Here is, which class is it? Third and fourth grade class here. Yeah. This is a third and fourth grade class here. Here we have fifth and sixth grade here in this room here. This is for fifth and sixth grade here in this room. And this is first and second grade here in this room here. And the next class here is ABC and K1. K1 and ABC here. There's no seat. I understand that the students come with their own seat. Here is the this is a K2 class. Here is a K2 class, and every student comes with his or her own seat. Thank you. We're going to bring you more development.
Thank you, my dear brother, every students. I hope that some of you that you follow right? That means the child will throw or in fact they will take their own bench and put on a head and go to school. When they finish, I'm not seeing that can happen to you. Like, oh yeah, look. To admit
the people who are just
God, yeah. What kind of
the people who are just suspending or schools, then colleges and things, they need to step down now. These are schools then that they need to close down and even say break them down. Because these are not private schools, that government school then you see, so they show you. So if they really serious to strengthen the education sector, they shouldn't just go out of university. Because
another thing we'll be talking about looking on one eye and clean the poor for our eye.
Yes, when we're talking about education, the foundation of your education is your elementary days.
Oh yes, indeed.
So they should be able to break down these schools and close down everything. If they really serious to strengthen the education sector in the country, you can't get people children totally benches or go to school they setting all the windows, the water leaking on there. You say they come. Why are they learning over there? So if they really serious, that where they should start from before going to the colleges, because
So
that the
those of you,
foundation there of
yes.
better
So
education.
those of you that have been thinking about the, I know, the leader, the future leaders, good. So that the
And they
so that
get
the future leaders,
representative now
and guess what though?
that coming from those districts where those schools are. They get representative and lawmakers there that coming from there. Yeah, they
And,
can't even say look at this school to advocate to say, oh yes, my school in my district is like this, is like this. Let's see what we can do at least to allocate some funds so they can go in the budget to see what we can do about this school. They don't think about that though. They only sit over there to discuss how to add their salary and allowance up. And the people there, you want people to be praising it.
and yes, and so those of you who have your family members working to Ministry of Education, the DEO, the EEO, all the OOO. Oh yeah, again, look, the controller is sweet. So all the OOO, all the OOO, I know you can see all these things. So all you think about is to just sit right here in Monrovia, and you think that all is well. You take pay, you get your salary, and then there's some kind of come, you collect that one. That's all, and that's why. That's look. These are things that our leaders are doing to us as people. That's why we are not making any progress. Let me tell you today, some of you, they bear role. See how some of you role, some of you or role, some of you. You know the reason why sometimes when we pay for some of you role can be flooded? Because the government acting that they buy land one. The government, in fact, they don't want that kind of more role where maybe that will be a little bit up. So the only thing they will do is just make it flat. Make it flat. Just put anything there. Man, just the people, as soon as people see it, they say, yeah, you finish putting quota there. Now all the people just won't see. Yeah, quota there, you finish. After 6 months, put holes, go there, then you go back. Then they make another budget. So Liberians, our officials, all of these sitting down sometimes at the Liberian Senate, time for confirmation and hearing, they can be speaking to the people. Our father want confirmation. And we will do this, and we will do that, we will do the other. All that thing has came. So lies. They're doing all these things just because they want to get money. They want to make their lives more better and put you in poverty. See these schools in the age and time. I want to play something where the Chinese or students, I just let them know day. There are a lot of videos on the internet where you see Chinese students, doing their technology stuff, and so then they bring video of African praying. Look, you are still behind time because you waste all of your time and energy behind politicians who will do nothing for you. All the religious people that will lie to you, they do all you just put everything into your mind in the name of when God ready till we get back. Who told you? Who told you that God is thinking about getting ready for you? You gotta wake up. So I feel sorry for our children. That's why you see they gonna start with still talking like that. Some of you, the way still talk some of them. No, we put our children in this poverty, and that's true. My husband died for almost 1 week. I've been working after it because I don't want my little daughter to be in darkness throughout. Every day I'm calling ADC people. Every day I'm doing follow-up. Every day I'm back to back. Just because why? I don't want that little girl to wake up in the morning in darkness. Because she used to, when you go, or in fact, when you go, or when mom, when they're home, she let her watch all their movies and so on, the Muppets and so forth. So she getting used to this kind of lifestyle. Then 5 minutes come and go. 5 minutes, this one happen. But then I said, yes, it's not just normal thing on Liberia. No.
Well, I think that you people were bragging of 2 weeks stable electricity. Then why be again? Because they were grading. The LEC director, the new men account. Oh yes, Liberia at the money age at time because of 2 weeks stable electricity. You were shouting all in the country. People couldn't hear. You people should be ashamed of yourself. 2 weeks of electricity.
I think my problem was far different. Yeah, my problem was far different. That's all. I was having some transformer issue, but I think that have been solved. Maybe it'll because now I was hearing people call me, oh, the people don't come, they come into the work. So that's good. Even though ADC, I had a little problem with the first team that went there. After they finished doing their own assessment and everything, they went back. They told me, oh, we'll give you, in fact, we'll carry in fact, your our report to where we're coming from, and the other team will come. And I text that other man until I get tired. Oh God, well, again, that's your life. So that go to the line, yeah.
When President Waka tell you say the squander opportunity, that hard you that one of the opportunity the squander. Because the money that was used for the rehabilitation of that hard could build a bureau of brand new hard that could sell almost half of the country. We did our work, but you know, rehabilitation is very expensive than building a new hard. But because they wanted to make game, quick, they forced us to do that work. At that time, they say, oh, yeah, just rehabilitate the hydro. And because we did the work, at the end of the day, they want current to be to the executive mansion. We passed the current over current and brought it in the city. Can you imagine the current passed by current? It was in Morovia. People say like the current, they sleeping under the current, they not get current. You see, that one of the opportunity that they squandered.
Until they had a protest, I agree with you 100%. But
yeah,
yes,
we
so
I work to the hydro. We the one did the work, the intake, the drop tube, all the electrical wiring. We did all that thing and the turbine installation.
And the people just
all
going
already because why Unity Party wanted to make game that they the one brought electricity.
And I told Jim David too funny. Jim David are true. Look, Jim David want to read the Bible. Let me tell you today. That was some of the people. Me on the way, they can't make bonding with that. I don't look. Most of the people, Jim David, you are right. Those criminals, they will put all of the fine walls. Oh God, they put everything together. That's why people need to blank maybe to in chair. Their children to in chair. You, some of you, your children carrying benches or chair to school. You are set to you doing chairs. Then you going by the people, they have Latin, they can be saying all around, you know, we will do this when we be confirmed, we will do all that thing. Where are they today?
You going to university, you throwing chair to go sit down, your child who going to school, they throwing chair.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna go to the line. Today's caller, good evening. Thank you, Swan, for joining us.
Yeah, so thank you for this discussion. How would the teacher would that be for sure that if you want to jump into killing themselves? Can you imagine our lawmakers are the problem for us because they want us to keep worshiping them. They don't want to bring complaint. The government failed to pay the people even on time. So how will people will not be frustrated when they are burying the dead body, the former president that carry the money? Then how will company will be better? The lawmakers sat down there, he said that they create job for the citizens. They don't want to do it. People worshiping them. In the money you will see 3 to 50 people to their houses. Now you go to their houses, you see people that worshiping them, calling them cheat. The cheat are in a bush that they want to call in them. Then they said they can say that needed. So my brother will continue to be suffering.
All right. Thank you so much. David King, good evening, my brother.
Good evening, my brother. Let me say good evening to Brother Aliu. My brother, we will always attach figure to possession. It is just for the figure, but we the Liberian people, we are benefiting nothing from those figures. I heard some 4G agreement was passed Saturday evening.
No, Sunday. I know which one you're talking about. What Sunday?
Yeah, the HPS stuff. Our legislature don't work on Sunday. But then because Waka want to go to America, and he has been insulted for the deal, so he don't want to go sit in front of Trump for Trump to treat it like how he treated Zelensky from Ukraine. So you have to do some 4G passage. Look, people, you myself, will suffer through all our life in this country with this kind of leadership. Because they are who said to us that we squander the opportunity now, they are even squandering than ever before. So it means that he don't have remorse. I listen to you talk about the LEC business. They were correcting land at 2 o'clock in the morning in the Puebla area. And it left the evening by 5. It came by 6. I mean, I was selling. You see, you can't be bragging about something that you never did better. You're bragging about it. We'll continue to be in the future cycle because this is how the people have made a system. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much. We will continue to be here. You're quite correct. Hello to this caller. Good evening.
Yeah, maybe having something for to go is before. You see, the government, I always say this. They always put a certain thing on something, then for them to be doing opposite things. They always think they're having a signing opposite concession agreement, honor the certain knows, but then they put another thing up that you'll be focusing on. The president is not in the interest of the citizen. As you said, sitting in class, you gotta carry your own chairs. It never used to happen like that. So people should try to take the country first and forget about themselves more. Because if you know where the country can transform, when you take the country first and everything, you put them up, then you will do the right thing. But now the president will go through, he will transform and see on Sunday. Sunday where we all know no one can open. So when the pastor to have a complete session to start it, but yeah, then the president go to America, so you don't want to be fooled by Donald Trump, but get the funny part. You will get a shock on our whole thing what is going on. Because the president will be making in America.
Okay. Thank you. To this caller. Good evening.
So, maybe thank you. This is the father of Prince Kolake. I brought a phone for District 5. So maybe all is not well. I mean, when you come in Liberia today, you will see the poverty rating, the faces of the ordinary people. For me, I'm not looking at the time for which NFD was passed. I'm looking at what is in there for the ordinary people. If Area can be passed, Ramadan Day can be passed on Christmas Day. But is it in the interest of the ordinary people? Then somebody want to play politics about what happened to the man that we all saw circulating on the social media. I would agree that the man impregnated more than 50 girls. So if the country was okay, you mean if, we are talking about teacher. If he have had good salary, if he making good salary, you think he would think about committing suicide? You know, the Bible is clear. I told somebody a few days ago, I said because the Bible prohibits suicide, this is why you see plenty of people in Liberia currently. You know, if the Bible have left it open to say anybody you want to go, anytime you can go.
Yes, indeed.
As soon as you look at it, heart and too much, you will just take it. You wrap it, you go there. But we're looking at what the Bible said. If the Bible had not forbid it, because the Bible said knew that there will come a government that will be very insulated to the ordinary people, that the resources have been given to us. I say benefiting you and myself. So when it comes to the strap, the NEC issue, I think the government we can give it a little bit of thumbs up.
Let me get issue without before I say that maybe I don't get issue. Malawa give it issue.
So the NEC issue, they are actually trying, but when it comes to the ordinary people benefiting from their resources, it's not easy. Thank God for the family we have.
I said,
at least some of us remittances is the all of the day. I get more than 400-500 the end of the month for remittance, and it's okay with me. So what's about people that don't have a family there? I have boy, I have girl, then my daughter, my son there. All our relatives are there. They start hand to me when the month end.
Wow.
What become of people too? I don't have a single person who will see.
Thank you, my dear brother. Thank you so much. Today's caller, good evening. And we will take international call later on. So you've been calling, but go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, good evening to viewer. Emmanuel Sana is my name at the chamber district 2 Peace Island. Yeah, viewer Melbourne, this is our president. That is why some of us don't believe in his presidency, because the president for those people who are working, who refuse to declare their assets to them, they are paid out. They were not taken for women who were going to be used for cheer for our brothers and sisters who are staying in school. Up to now, no aid until not get no account of aid. Our president moving for to go America and signing a book agreement.
Okay, man, I ain't so old. Yeah.
I pray that you the same thing. You come and be the true or fruitful. Thank you.
Thank you. Now your agreement you want to be talking about. Anna Isa, today's caller, good evening. Very interesting.
Good evening, Mabel.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Mabel, thank you for your show. This is our David Samuel. I joined a discussion from Ominga Market, the legacy of former President Weah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mabel, the last time I told you that this thing is that ruling this country is not a government. It is a complete criminal cartel, Mabel. Mabel, those are other in the street that so that we say, so now we feel very bad. So now I say, so that the police commando, the police RG, so now you have to walk to the very depot, the depot commando there behaving. Mabel, do you know why even Gobato winning Ominga Junction, they can't leave? Because the depot commander at Ominga Depot here, she info who would put it there for 7,000, 8,000 every time they give to that lady. Yeah, she info who were there at the mill of getting work, but no lawyer order not being forced. She info who they know why they don't Ominga Junction, you see the Gobato, we need that part of there, the camera, the depot commander is a female. That woman is serious for the people that spend money every time they sell it to 8,000 every time they give it to her. So why not what will go on now? We see that, but we continue to tell the Nigerian person they can stop. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Let me move straight to Charles Cooper. Charlie, good evening. Classroom teacher. My man, they say you people come. You people can stand on your work. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, maybe good evening. Like you said, this is Charles T. Cooper. I come from Calvi to Puro. A classroom teacher for over 16 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe I just want to, you know,
Hey, man, Charlie, would I get to you? I really want to ask you a few questions, but go ahead. Wow, I want you to call back. Charlie, please call back because I want to ask you some questions about as to whether maybe you can get Padam, you can get something. Yeah, hello, good evening. Yeah, go ahead, Timothy. Okay.
There's a woman there they call him God Power, Red Deer, they're paying the feeder.
Red Deer?
Red Deer, tell class, so you want to go kidding her. They can hear things going there.
Hey, man.
So, another topic, but I mean, get to the topic.
Yeah, go ahead.
They country, I don't know what they have in you. We tell the all government, put it all in West. I don't know what goes there. So the whole thing, I just forgot about government, then you see me calling on radio. I dream my own. I would look for my own living for myself. Now I'm going to time for government.
Yeah, but even if you're looking for living, they have to security wise, they have to buttress you into other things. Okay, thank you. Let me go back to Charles Cooper. Charlie, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, maybe I hope you are getting me clear.
Yes, I believe you are far better. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, as I was saying, I've been a classroom teacher now for over 16 years. And I have taught some of the big schools.
Charlie, you got to move away a little bit because we don't want to ask you a few questions, please. Yeah. Yeah, Charlie, please. Yeah, because we're getting some feedback on the back. Yes. Yeah, go ahead, Charlie.
So, like I was saying, maybe when you are a classroom teacher, a professional classroom teacher, you are then trained to be a counselor.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine if a counselor can no longer withstand the turmoil that he or she is going through, then you know what is happening. It tells you that the counselor too needs counseling. So a teacher who wants to hand himself or herself, it tells you the level of frustration that person is going through, maybe.
So, Charles, send you back into the field for a little time. Let me ask you a few questions. Can you simply tell us on the radio how much is private school paying before? Maybe we know there are a few private schools that do better, but let's just say on the ratio of some of the quote-unquote private schools who claim to be private school and some of them they just collect. But how much you think is the least salary for some of the private schools who go to public school?
Maybe from my experience in the classroom, like I said, I've taught some of the B schools around here. Maybe on the average, those schools that are among the best paying schools now in Liberia presently, they might be around 250 on the higher scale now. It might be around 250, except because I have not taught the governmental sector. But the government, like when Ellen was in power, we learned that they were paying around 375. But some of our colleagues out there now will tell you around maybe 54, 55,000 liberty in government, in the governmental sector right now. So it may be around 250, 275. But maybe do you know that most of the schools in Liberia are not even obeying the Decent Work Act? And you know that the educational sector is one of the formal sector. In the formal sector, you have to make 50 cents per day.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's around 68 cents per hour, if I may get it right, according to the Decent Work Act. But most of our schools are not paying even $100 US in this country. Just do your own survey. And I believe the Ministry of Education is in the know, the Labor Ministry is in the know, because most of these schools submit their salary structure and qualification of their staff to these ministries. But you see, like you said, maybe I said leadership-wise, our country is cursed, and this curse must be broken. If we don't put ourselves in a position to break the curse, maybe we will talk on the judgment day, this country will not go anywhere. You see, maybe bad labor practices give birth to bad society.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that's what happened. That's what happened. You see, on the extreme poverty rate is incrementally increasing daily. The teachers are suffering. Maybe let me tell you, one day I will just have the platform to say.
So yes, I think you had to come one of these days, Charlie. I think at a fun time.
I have been advocacy for teachers for more than 5, 6, 7 years now. And I have most of the schools, most of our schools are in violation of our Decent Work Act. And at times we try to question those that are in authority why these things happen. Even one time from the governmental angle, I was asking one of the ministers, I think assistant minister, I said, why is it that government will pass laws when they know that they cannot implement laws? You are talking about paying people 150. The 150 is not even working now. I heard someone saying they should pay 300, 350. If you cannot, the Bible says he that is not faithful in little things cannot be faithful in bigger ones. Maybe if you pass a law that says you should pay people 150 in or 550 in the formal sector, and the educational sector is one of the formal sectors. But you can even pay $100. People school are still paying 10,000, 15,000. The higher paying schools are right maybe if it's around 15, 20,000. That's a higher paying school.
20,000, which is $100 US. Thank you so much. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Charles Cooper. Keep a course coming. Charlie is right. 10,000. Even the nurse. Let me tell some of you who say this thing, I won't be insulting. That what you want for the country to move forward. How the country will move forward when thousands, if not millions of people are struggling to even survive. You pay people 10,000 Liberian dollars. Hello, today's caller. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello, my dear. Yes, how you doing?
Yeah. My name is Marcus from New Georgia.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. Yes, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, the situation we in now. No way. It's very confusing. It's very, very confusing. So even God we get it to. For me that is needed on Saturday.
Yeah. So after the show, you should call me so we can talk, okay?
I should call you on this number.
Yeah, exactly. Call me on the number after the show.
I'm confused. So,
thank you. Today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, labor, just give me 30 seconds. That's 1 year.
Yeah, go ahead quickly.
Thank you. The issue has to do with the government. When they pay you as a nurse or a teacher, they're giving you 150 or 145. From there you rate it. You feeding yourself. You pay transportation to go to work. Then at the same time you are when hospital can your child sick or you yourself is sick. Now for not seeing 145 or 150. You see how the government is suffering people? They rescue the king to rescue people. They need to rescue themselves by burying in the former day by then. That's the only thing the king will do here to explore and steal for all.
All right, thank you so much.
We are suffering.
All right, thank you. We are suffering. That's why for me, I keep saying this, and I will say it. The government of Liberia is championing the bad labor practice here in Liberia. When you say this, people don't blame the other people. I see people for them being mad. Your own government, they're the champion. When you have labor cases, you go there, they will tell you that, job is easy to get a job in this and that. So let's call a good evening.
Hi, Mabel. This is GT calling from Canada. And hello to you there and then great people. I want to say hello to you guys.
Thank you for joining us, my dear brother. Go ahead, Chief.
I just want to share my one or two. What I noticed is like President Baga left today for America.
For the US, yeah.
And I noticed like he's probably playing the same that he played on China Union. Remember, you closed China Union down. You notice that you're going to the charity summit. Then when he opened, he kind of extend the people, or he kind of open China Union from Burma. So that's the same thing trying to do with the people from HPS. You know, HPS people wrote a letter and were complaining a whole lot of things. Then he wasn't paying attention to them. But now you notice that he's going to America down, so he kind of bring HPS in, made senator and a few people whatnot, then kind of put something together. This morning we woke up with seeing the D and thing. But Trump is not somebody that you can fool. Trump already have a plan, so you know what's up. So either two things will happen. Either good news will come from Trump there, or something that we'll not be expecting. But anyway, we'll just be hoping and be praying for the best thing. But I just want to say this so you'll bring people up. If you are in Liberia and you know you cannot afford higher taxes, and you know that you're not safe walk in the street at night, and if your children are not getting the education that they deserve, and you know deep down in your heart and soul that you are sick and tired of corrupt government officials, then I must tell you that you do not need a government appointed by the Unity Party or the CDC. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, my dear brother. I think we got to go. Let me cross over to Brother Ali. We have 8 more minutes to go. Nearly, that's just 7 more minutes to go. Then we call it a day. Yeah, on the SKTV show, the Monday edition, 7/7/2025. Brother Ali, I think you listen to Liberians with their own view about what is happening, especially when it comes to the education sector, the security, and so forth. What say you? What you want to respond before we go home? Brother
Mabel, can you hear me?
All right. Yes, I'm getting you. Go ahead.
Mabel.
Yes, I'm getting you, but Ali, go ahead.
Oh yeah, thanks to the callers, thanks to the caller, and you had to bring that guy on one day so we can discuss about the whole education being high low in the country. But thanks to the caller for taking the time to participate on the show. Yeah, we appreciate that. We are here. We tell the people while it's happening, it's up to them to take it or to leave it. But that's the bureau for us. Like this government, when they came in, President Baka was taking drug tests all around because like one of the things they can be on push. Today, how far they have gone with that? You see, because if you want people to fight drugs, how much are they paying LDEA officers that they are going out there to fight drugs? These are some of the things. The government, they don't prioritize this thing. The key important thing, they don't have time for it. But politicians, we have to be very careful. These people, they are all hustlers. They only coming to enrich themselves to get what they want to get. But the most important thing I see, our education sector, our health sector, the security sector, these 3 things, the government really need to see what to do about it. These are things that investors will look at your security in your country and they talk about coming there. But these people, they don't care which one of the lawmakers today you get in Liberia, their children are going to school over there. All their children are going to private school. Some of them, their family are not even in the country. When they say they fly to Ghana, they fly to Turkey, they fly to America. So this, I think they don't care. But if you start cutting down all those wasteful spending, cutting down their salaries and things and all that things, I think they said they will be serious to say, we have to see what to do with the money that I'm getting. Anytime I will not be in power again, what will become of me? Then they will see how best they can put money in the budget when it comes to the health sector, where every one of them will be taking treatment with their children in Liberia, their children going to school in Liberia. These are some of the things, because if you pay them the huge salary, all those allowances, they will be able to start saving money. But if you get this small money, so these are some of the things, my man, or else we get a long way to go. I really feel for people in the country, the way our teachers are being treated, our doctors, our nurses, our security, when it comes to police, it comes to immigration officer, it comes to LD, even private security.
How much private security making in Liberia?
60, and they making 60, or someone they making 70. I mean, but look. But Ali, look, our country.
$60. That's why you will go pay whole private security. Someone that your investment and the labor ministry that wanted the private in that country.
Well, I just stated, I told you, they are the champion. Let me tell you, Liberia government is the champion for power labor policy. Nobody should even listen and say, oh, maybe only one. Look, they are the champion. I will give you so many instances that indeed they are the champion. Even see the way they even do their own salaries thing. See how they do it. They pay certain group of people 10,000. Then they pay somebody 125. Are you not champion for wickedness? So when people see you, they already know who you are. So what you can tell me? Eh? That's why most of the companies are always, when they see it, but look at the people. Oh, you think in fact I'm not smart? You pay somebody 150, but you want us to come here and pay somebody 500? Oh.
They put them they get to do. That whole labor ministry, they need to do some reform in that place. At least if you people pay people in Liberia $2.50 an hour. If you are able to pay them $5 an hour because you want to enjoy all the money, I need $3, $2.50 an hour, not even a day, but an hour, $3, $2.50.
Even their own staffers, let me just tell you one quickly. Even their own staffers, though, I know somebody can say, let's loot us or what kind of service.
You see?
Let's or what you make come and you. Each of them are entitled to 15% or so forth. And some of the money, look, government can be paid to Google money to their staffers. Some of the staffers will be making 500, but they will get you they will get 300. They get 250. That man coming in, he's not coming straight to you. He the one that will control everything. Tell you how much he will pay you. The balance won't go to him. So it's like, I know I can call it kumu jumoku. You're not inside, you don't know. The whole system. So for you, go that if I go out there and teach, the day will pay you. Even hearing that they go more 1 month now, some of them have been taking pay, some people have been taking pay for 6 months, like the people from the War Crown Court. War Crown Court by oh God. Boy, my brother go, man. How do you go? Interesting. War Crown Court. 6 months. No pay. War Crown Court. Like I'm tell me, yes. Like I'm tell me that if I come in first test, I say yes. You are joking. So, but some of you left politics, all your whole life. They won't come back. No, they will not come back. No, they won't come. Look at you. Look at the content that you are discussing on the internet. You are abusing the internet. You have so many national issues. Instead of you discussing it, instead of your leaders, they can see this thing. You sit on there. They won't come back. No, they will not come back. No, they won't do it. Continue. In elementary, your children, they 2 chairs or the 2 benches. You go to your son, you told bench, you told chair. Mama, good man.
Mama, see you tomorrow, man.
Yeah, my brother, thank you, man. Thanks to all of you, Jackie. Yeah, indeed. Thank you to all of you. Thank you so much. We got to go on, people. That's the best thing we can do for our country. We got to talk and do all of the talking so that our leaders, so that they'll be able to, work on themselves, and put things together. I live for the betterment of the country. One person can enjoy all of the resources. No. Everything about this country belongs to all of us. So the people, the only thing you can do, don't wait for election time before you stand up. For me, I keep saying this to all of us as people. You can stand up in your community. You can stand up in your neighborhood. You can stand up in your city. You can stand up in your county. You can stand up. Don't wait for who says yes. Or else you says yes again, then you go on. Good night to all of you people. Thank you so much. Thank you, Alexander Boniface, Emmanuel. Yes. Thanks to all of you, Martin. Tomorrow we'll give out more time. Thanks to all of you. Yeah, oh, okay. Yeah, man. The people, look, to admit, Alexander, the people, they can't really think about what to post. Things that are affecting them. These are things that we discuss. Why you be discussing things and not even relevant? You'll be there, you'll be wasting your own time.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Monitor people who waiting to sell. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers who giving us here, the promise from them. The work with my life without fear.
A lyrical health.
Master.
Play Paris, who make on you. I can't ask it if you been you. Say my journey, Tina can ask say my jamo. And you say no money, the more I get you. And you love how the more I get you.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
Ena Guinea ya tumale, ena Sadia ya tumale, ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Côte d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena Guinea ya tumale, ena Sadia ya tumale, ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Côte d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena Nakagiyarina ya tumale, Sktv, ena Nakagiyarina, Tosi Wakama ya tumale.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lopa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bringing good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, San to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.